2, 1, we're live.
I guess we're already live. So hello and welcome into Talking Bengals. We are the world's realest podcast because we have real lives and we're not always here every week. And we apologize for that. We're going to be getting more consistent as the season opens up. But as it would happen, life is, struck again, and Bernsey has contracted whatever ancient disease. I'm drawing a blank here. We've done leprosy, so we can't go back to that. What do you want to give him this time?
Cholera.
Okay, we're going cholera. He's got a bad case of cholera. I mean, in modern age, that shouldn't be a problem, but it's Bernsey, so Army medicine is what it is.
But don't Nick, you guys get a vaccine for that?
I would assume you just take antibiotics.
I don't know. I don't even.
Yes, we're going into ancient diseases here. Cholera, I'm pretty sure, is bacterial. So I think you just.
I'm not a medical professional at all.
Nor am I, but history's sake, that's the only thing I know about cholera. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's antibiotics. There we go.
Yeah.
The more you know, children, back to school time, and we're giving you a lesson.
Yeah, there is a balloon on my ceiling. Yes, you see it, folks. It is a Happy Father's Day balloon that my kids let loose, and that I don't have anything tall enough to get it down.
The fact that it still has air, like enough helium after Father's Day to still reach the ceiling, because it's been a while. It's not like it was last weekend. It's been a while.
It was Father's Day. I mean, today is the 11th of August, and it's still up there. It's going pretty strong. It's still pretty full. I'm gonna have to ask my wife where she bought that, because that would be a free advertisement for them.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That is very impressive, but. It's really impressive.
Nice. Well played.
The Bengals defense right now, bro. Oh, my gosh. Who would have thought last year that this year we would be talking about the Bengals defense? Dare I say potentially top 5?
Ooh. Perhaps.
How dangerous is that to have? I'm going to go ahead and say they're going to have number 1 offense in the league this year, but also a top 5 defense. What are your thoughts about that, Casey?
If that is true, I don't see a world where they don't run away with the division. If you have a number 1 offense, or let's just say top 5 and top 5. Let's just say you have both in the top 5. I don't think anyone else in the division can compete with them. I think they'll win the division by 2 to 3 games at least. In that case, because you're going to be dominating people. You're playing complete football. You're going to be dominating games. Because when we've had great defenses, the offense doesn't even have to be that good. The defense can carry. And we've seen that throughout the league. So if we can get a top 5 defense with the top, 3 to 5 offense, unstoppable.
Absolutely. And I'm going to be honest with you. Sexy Dexy is looking even sexier. And I'm not even talking about his actual physical appearance. I'm talking about his football playing. Okay? Let's just be honest. This man, I think he looks better this year than he has in years past.
He's motivated. It's a new place.
He's playing on a team that has a real chance to win the Super Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
A real chance. Not just kind of. But a real chance to win the Super Bowl, which I don't know. Quite honestly, I'm just saying undefeated. But I'm riding that gravy train until the gravy train runs over the pour spout thing. I don't know. I'm also not a cook, so there's that too. So that's my wife. She's a cook. But I mean, seriously, I'm riding the gravy train because I see D-line, I see our defensive backfield playing really well. I mean, they're giving our offense a run for the money. And then on top of that, you have Joe Burrow, which it's just Joe Burrow, with weapons like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Eric All, Yoshi, and then a plethora of other wide receivers that, let's just be honest, they're targets in next man up mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to keep as many of those wide receivers on the roster as you could possibly keep, because God forbid somebody gets hurt. That next man up, they may be a rookie, they may be a second or third year guy. Who cares at this point? They're good.
Yeah, when you have Joe Burrow, that makes a big difference. And getting Joe Flacco as the backup, I feel like was a very critical step, because now you have a guy who knows the system, who showed last year he could be very consistent when you brought him in off the street. So if something would happen to Joe Burrow, miss a week or two, because at this point we have to anticipate that he's at least going to miss a week or two at some point in the season, because that's been his trend throughout his career. But now you don't have to hope that the backup is good. You know the backup's good. The backup knows who to throw to, how to run the offense. That's going to be crucial. And the run game is just getting better. That's what I keep hearing. Chase Brown looks good. Pirine looks good. Taj Brooks looks good. And of course, it's all just been against ourselves. That's why Thursday night will be exciting to see what they do when they hit people in different colored jerseys.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice to see him play at least the first drive against the Detroit Lions. Now, quite honestly, do I expect to see a whole bunch? Absolutely not. I expect to see almost 4 quarters of backups.
Yeah.
I expect to see 1, maybe 2 drives at most out of the offense, 2, maybe 3 drives at most out of the defense. Out of our normal, who we expect to be out there on any given Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. It's still better than the starters never play. I like that they at least get some exposure.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, though, I think that the first couple games of the preseason, I think we should see a full quarter out of both offense and defense.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
And then week 3 of preseason, let that be a backup game. Let that be the backups to play. That way it gives our starters time to rest, get a game's rest in before, week 1 hits when we play the Buccaneers. But also it gives those guys that are right on the bubble a chance to really make a name for themselves and possibly either get signed to the practice squad or potentially find a free agency deal somewhere else. And at the end of the day, preseason football is just that. It's preseason. Do we really put too much stock in what happens? I don't. But at the end of the day, still football. Still fun to watch football.
Well, it's the difference. What I always like to tell people, the difference between preseason football and spring training baseball is you look at the individual plays. Where spring training baseball, you look at how has the guy performed in every single different game situations. Basically the portfolio, because it's a lot longer. You're trying to see him against different talent. Where preseason football, you only have 3 games, 4 quarters, and a limited number of snaps. What are we saying? 70 snaps a game, roughly, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, give or take. So how did that guy perform given the opportunity he had in those very limited, plays? So you don't have a portfolio to go off of. It's basically 2 to 3 big flash plays by a junior guy. Could put him on the roster.
Yeah. And I mean, quite honestly, that is what we're looking at. We're looking at 2 to 3 flash plays. Does this guy really have talent? Mm-hmm. Quite honestly, he could just be lucky at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But long story short, you got to be on the field to do it. And if you don't get time on the field to show that you can do it, you have to have the opportunity present. And showing it in practice, that's where you get the opportunity to be like, hey, they're going to call your name to be out on the field in these preseason games. And that's where you're really trying to make a name for yourself to be able to play in the regular season and all the way through postseason and all that too. So best of luck to the guys who are not the big names. Mm-hmm. the guys who are going out there to try to make a name for themselves and potentially earn a spot on the roster, if not the roster, but also practice squad or somehow getting picked up by another team. You know, I don't wish any bad on anybody except for, you know, people who wear yellow and black.
And Trey.
And the only bad I wish on them is just that they don't play football anymore.
That's and Trey Hendrickson. I still have bad blood, Trey Hendrickson.
He's going to get hurt whether I wanted to or not, so it doesn't matter.
True. Well, yeah, and I mean, since we're on a positive note overall, if you don't make the team, if you get cut, you still made it further than 99.999% of football players. So be proud of yourselves. You have to put on an NFL jersey at one point.
Yeah, I mean, you did well enough to even make the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people even make it that far.
Yep.
So you're obviously good enough to even make it there. So you're better than us.
Yeah. I'm a heck of an armchair quarterback. I'll tell you what.
Oh, I'm great at armchair quarterbacking a quarterback. So that's all I've got to say. Yeah. So I mean, Sexy Dexy looking good. Miles Murphy. You know what's Howell's first name?
Oh, Cassius Howell.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking absolutely phenomenal. Giving OBJ a run for his money. I mean, that is a veteran offensive lineman that you're pushing around, making him look like he's.
Well, I will say it made me feel a little bit better when you realize that the one where Brown got pancaked was actually because he stepped on Samaje Perine's ankle. Well, okay, good. He didn't just totally get destroyed, because I'm more worried about our offensive line not having an anchor on the left side. Oh, no, he wasn't that bad. Anybody would have probably fallen on that one because he went to plant and he stepped on somebody's foot and fell backwards.
Yeah, and, you know, hats off to Hal for pushing him back like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that guy has some form of a drive that you're just born with that. Like, I coach Pee Wee ball, and, you know, I wasn't necessarily the best football player, but you can look at, you know, guys that you played football with and just look at them and look at the kind of drive that they have to just be better. Like the effort they put in on every snap, the effort they put in the weight room, the effort they put in conditioning. I mean, I was, I guess, all right in baseball. And you could tell the guys who like had it. I don't know what anybody else calls it. I call it the it factor.
Yeah, that's pretty.
You know, it's the guys that, you know, they just go out and do it. They don't have to be asked. They don't have to be told. They don't have to be reminded. They're there before the coaches get there. They're there after the coaches leave. Like, they're in the weight room, you know, at 5 o'clock in the morning before conditioning at 6. They're in the weight room at night after study hall's over. And, you know, they're just pushing themselves. They don't have to be asked or told to do any of it. And they don't need the outside influence because they are their own influence. Those are the guys that have the it factor that make it. And I think Cassius Howell actually has the it factor for our defense.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to any of our other defensive ends, but best of luck to you guys going up against him.
Yeah,
because he has it, and he also has a chip on his shoulder, which makes him really dangerous.
Got the highest upside of any of our defensive ends. I feel Miles Murphy has finally grown into a consistent player. He's your B, very solid B, but I don't think he's ever going to be an A. Cassius Howell could grow into an A+. Shamar Stewart, I don't see it. Maybe he grows into a B, and then we have 2 Bs and an A. But, like, yeah. I think
we got Mafe, too. He's an A.
Oh, yeah, Mafe. Yeah, crap. See, I forgot about Mafe.
Yeah, boy, Mafe is he's a solid A.
So,
on a
so you could
bad
have
day.
2 A's. Yeah, you could have 2 A's and 2 solid B's. Yeah, I forgot. My bad. I forgot about Moffat.
I
Bad
can't remember
days.
who I was
Damn.
watching. It might have been like Locked On or might have been Dan Hort. I can't remember who I was listening to. I've listened to a lot of Bengal stuff recently, and they were talking about one of the biggest things that they see on this defense. Not only the commentators, but also the players who they're interviewing. The biggest thing that they have for this Bengals defense that we haven't had in the past is depth.
Yeah, so depth. Huge.
We have depth finally on defense. I mean, think back to the late 90s, early 2000s. We had some great defensive linemen. We had some great linebackers. I'm okay defensive backs. But look what happened when they got hurt or when they needed a breather. You went from here to there fast.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
essentially
massive
fell
drop.
off a cliff, and we weren't seeing, like, think about it when Takeo Spikes and Brian Simmons came out of the game.
Massive drop.
That was a massive drop. I mean, and that was back when the Bengals defense, like, they're holding teams to like 2 touchdowns a game max. And it's like, how does our offense not score?
Some of those games, you just feel like, how?
But you know, that's the thing that really gets me is that we have 4 guys that we can call the dudes for defensive end. We have 3 or 4 guys that we can call the dudes on defensive line. We have several different linebackers. We have depth at defensive backfield. Like we have real competition. On offense, we have depth at O-line. We have depth in the backfield. We have depth at quarterback, depth at receiver. I mean, are we looking for a backup kicker in case McPherson goes down again?
I mean, I would say that the linebackers, I'd still feel better if we had a more veteran guy. Secondary, they have some depth, but I would always like more, especially at cornerback, because cornerback's one of those positions where you know people are going to get hurt. So I think we have better depth than we've had in a long time. I agree with you 100%. There are a few places that still be like, who can we get off the waiver wire? You know, who's going to be a cap casualty at cut time that we could potentially pick up?
I mean, I could see that in the defensive backfield. I think our linebacking core is going to be good enough to complement, because think about it this way: if your defensive line is that good and you're rushing the passer really well, your linebackers can be,
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
right?
Good
Your
pass rush
defensive
makes up
backs
for
can
that.
be, If you have a good pass rush, you're rushing, like you're making the quarterback rush.
Mhm.
And they're going to make bad decisions. They're going to make bad throws, and you're going to get coverage sacks. You're going to get sacks just in general. You're going to get, forced throws to make bad throws, and then you get interceptions out of it. You're going to force turnovers. That's a big deal, especially having a big guy like Sexy Dexy, coming through filling gaps. I mean, that man, he's filling 2 holes. One body, 2 holes. That is massive. That he is a massive human being. And from what I understand, he's not fat.
He's just strong.
He's just a big, strong guy. Just a big ball of muscle. And I'm saying it. Hell yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's our one.
After watching what I've been watching, hell yeah. And I cannot wait for this season. This season is going to be so fun. It's going to be so exciting watching the Bengals look like the old Patriots.
Bold. I like it. I think they have the potential to do it. They have the right team in place. They've worked hard, so hopefully that'll work.
We'll see. We
Well,
shall
I think
see.
that about sums up the topics going into preseason week 1. I mean, we don't really do much of a game preview because who knows who's going to play long enough to talk about.
What do you think the score is going to be?
Ooh, score. I'm going with 31-35.
I'm going to go 27-24.
Yeah, I mean, you have no idea. It could be 10-3. Joe Burrow gets a touchdown on the first drive, and then nothing else happens. It could end up being 48-41. You never know in preseason how the backups are going to do, and if one team keeps their starters in against the backups, it becomes very lopsided really quickly.
Yeah, and I don't see the Lions doing that. I see both teams starters out first drive, maybe a second drive.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Joe Burrow's put himself under a lot of pressure. He's put the team under a lot of pressure. The rest of the team is buying in to the pressure, buying into the expectations that Joe Burrow's putting out. I think that everybody, players, front office, everybody has the expectations that it's Super Bowl or bust this year. That's what's got me so excited.
Kind of has to be. They've had, 3 years now of middling, of absolutely – you couldn't get more middling than the Bengals have been the last 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, I'd really say, 3 years because 22 yeah. So, what are your final thoughts, Casey?
My final thoughts are I'm just excited to watch football. And the other final thought there is my daughter does cheerleading for Pee Wee. And since when do elementary school kids throw 30-yard passes? My mind was literally blown at the abilities of these kids. I'm like, I remember in middle school, they barely let us pass the ball. And these kids are out there running shotguns and chucking the ball down the field. And I'm like, man, football has changed a lot for you.
Bro, we have our guys running a spread offense.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a big proponent of power I. At this age, power I football wins ball games. You control the clock. You control the possession of the ball. And you can run counters, dives, sweeps. You can run slams. You can run stretch plays. You can run quarterback keeps, bootlegs, waggle passes, pop passes. You can run anything and everything you want to run out of it.
Yeah.
It's Pee Wee football. We don't need to make it too difficult on them.
I don't know. Like I said, that's what I was telling my wife was, looking at some of these things like, man, that's a very exotic package for third graders to run. It was like it was a shotgun. I don't even know what it was. They had like 3 trips to the left, shotgun, single running back. I need to research all this crap again, but my mind is mush. But I'm like, this seems very exotic for third graders to be running, especially against a team in a district for that school that you're going to kick their teeth at. Like you knew before you showed up that the one team was going to lose really bad.
Yeah. So for my final thoughts, wow, Pee Wee football is going on right now. And it is an absolute blast to be able to watch your child play football. It is going to be a lot of fun to be able to watch grown men trying to knock each other's teeth in. That is going to be a blast. And I plan on taking my boys to go see one of those games in person. Preferably nothing to do with the Ravens or the Steelers. I don't want my kids' first real Bengals game to be one of those. Because we all know how Steelers fans get when they go to a game.
Yeah.
My jacket still smells like it 12 years later. Gosh. Sober up. So my final thoughts. Football season is upon us. I'm hearing the growling coming. It's Bengals time, baby.
Ready.
To finish it off, everybody like, follow, subscribe, share across all the platforms, comment, interact with our content. We may not be posting a whole bunch, but I will tell you this. more consistently inconsistent. Anyways, interact with our stuff. We love it. And thank you guys.
Yeah, Who Dey and whatnot.
Who Dey.